There we go. If you don't know me, my name is Brittany Burrell. I go by BBURRELL. You'll see the word music on the end because that's my first love. That's my passion. As y'all see this big, wonderful keyboard here. I'm actually turning this room into a studio at some point when I sit my butt still and get it finished. But ultimately, I learned the skill of trading so I can do whatever I want to when I want to. But ultimately, me learning new levels to this entire financial literacy realm, I realized that I don't want my life just to stop at trading because I start transitioning my thinking process to use it as an avenue for building up passive streams of income. So my personal goal is not to simply just be a millionaire, it's to have a million liquid come, a million passively coming to my household. So that's my personal goal, and I leverage trading for that. But anyway, so let's get into it. I just want to open up with any questions or concerns. If you guys have any questions or concerns, I've met people in different atmospheres and vehicles. So if you know me through previous companies, friendships, whatnot, just let me know what you want to talk about. Because DAEDAEKEYKEY, sometimes I can be very transparent, guys. When I'm teaching it, it's so easy. Sometimes I don't know if you guys are getting it because it's so easy and I don't want to sound redundant. So I want to know what you want to know on tonight. What is something you want to work on? What are some key areas that you want to develop? Because even on this particular call, I try my best to squeeze it all in, but it's really going to take for you to get in the markets every single day without pausing or stopping or taking a break. You can't have that mentality because if you really want to be successful, you have to show up every single day, right? If I'm losing weight, I got to show up every single day. So that's the mentality. I'm going to share my screen and see if we can trigger some things for you guys tonight. One thing I do want to touch base on tonight is something called whipsaw. Whipsaw is a term that happens in the financial markets a lot of times during the summer and winter. And so what happens is, if you're in my signals chat, so if you guys don't know, I actually send signals on a weekly basis. And if I don't see a signal, I'm not sending out anything. So for the first time, last week, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before last, I didn't send out a single trade because I didn't like the markets at all because the whipsawing was extremely heavy. And I'm gonna talk about that on tonight. But yeah, so I send signals out so a lot of people can kind of grasp what I'm doing because from time to time I drop overviews, I drop updates, even when you know it's not as probable, if you will. Sometimes we'll have great confirmations and the market will still kick our butt because if it's a slow market, guys, you have to modify your trading plan. And that's what people don't realize about trading. You're not going to always be riding the trends all the time. Sometimes you need to get in and get out and go about your day. Sometimes you'll be trading once a week, once or twice a week. Maybe you may not even trade for one or 2 weeks because you have to really adhere to your trading. And if you have more losses than wins, it's okay. When you know your history, you can go with the flow, okay? So let me share my screen real quick, and then we're going to talk about whipsaw. And then if you guys have any questions that come to mind, let me know. So here we go. All right. So again, I send signals. So if you guys want to chime into that, you can go to my bio, Instagram, or the DAEDAEKEYKEY Telegram chat. I want to jump over to, let's see that song. I thought I had Trading View open already. Oh, I do. Okay, here it is. All right, cool. So I want to talk about whipsaw. So how's everybody's trading going? What is something you want to strengthen in your trading regimen? Please tell me that in the chat box. What is something you want to become better at? Where is it? These folks always making updates and no, nothing ever looks the same. Let's just go to charts. Oh, okay. Forex. UJ. We got better entries. Okay. Anybody else got anything they want to improve on? Better entries, what are you looking at when you're scanning the market? Okay, that's a question. Coming back to that. You guys have anything y'all want to strengthen personally? Is that your answer, Ms. Hall? What are you looking at when you scan the market? I don't do it fast. I've just been doing it for so long. It seems like I'm out there. Okay, so it's fast, but but I've been looking at the market. You got to understand. Is Aaron still on the line?
Yeah, I'm here, B.
Aaron, how many days have I been looking at these Forex markets?
Too damn many. No, I'm joking. No, you've been looking at it for a long time, years. I mean,
every single day, y'all.
Countless.
Every single day. If I haven't shown up on the chart, it's because it's a holiday, or really it's just a holiday. Every single day. And I have stayed with my own confirmation. See, that's the difference. I don't just open up a market and hope I make a trade. I know exactly what I'm looking for. I know exactly what I won't take. I know my identity as a day trader. And that's the difference. That's the difference. But that's on YouTube. You can go to my YouTube and look for the DAEDAEKEYKEY playlist. It's 2 of them, and you'll see. Because it's so simple to teach it. I really don't know how to go past that. And you can try to take the master class or wait till I finish the academy, because it's definitely more in depth. But even people who've taken the class be like, bro, you really do teach this already. So you'll find me and go to my playlist. I think I uploaded one last week where I slowed down to talk DAEDAEKEYKEY really, really more tedious. Where's champ? I don't know how to do this no longer. I'm usually used to using my phone, so anyway, you come to my playlist, BBURRELL Music. It'll say DAEDAEKEYKEY Signals playlist, and then there's another one that says DAEDAEKEYKEY Academy. Look at the Academy version, and you'll see me teaching it more slowly and more tedious, and answering that question about what I'm looking at. I don't know how much easier to put it. Just breaks and retests within a trend, daily 4-hour, 1-hour that's really what's it. But I'll come back to that in just a second. I want to talk about whipsaw. So what you guys will. If you don't know your identity yet as a trader, then you're really going to be hitting, the market's really going to be tearing you up because you don't know what you want to get into. So what you'll see during the summer is a lot of trades doing this. They're just bouncing up and down. It's not trending really well. You just like crossing your fingers and hope you don't get booted out. And then sometimes you may think you're going to go into a trend and it says psych, and then it takes you out and puts you back in. So what's that trade I'm in right now? Let me think. I'm gonna go on my phone. Let me go to my phone real quick. Something just got stopped out. Ooh, that thing got stopped out. Let me show y'all a loss. Y'all so used to looking at all these profits. Okay, so I'm gonna teach from my phone real quick. It's easier for me these days. So I forgot to set my stop profit. I went into trade a profit on both of these and just went living my life and completely forgot. So I just had a loss for no reason. But this is a loss, right? These are some CAD JPY. This is another one. Loss for no reason. But as you guys can see, I mean, it's pretty consistent, right? So when it comes to whipsaw, so I'm gonna go to UJ. And I'm gonna show y'all something. So in this area right here, let's go to the 1-hour frame. Okay, does everybody see how choppy this is? I hope Derek is on the call. I don't think he's on the call. So somebody reached out to me and asked me for an entry on this particular trade. At that point in time when they asked me the question, the market hadn't sold yet. I knew it would probably sell, but I knew it wouldn't sell for long because of what's going on right next to it. So what you guys see right here is called whipsaw. Whipsaw means it's just bouncing up and down the side of a zone. There's it's not enough demand on the buyer or sell side. So you just hear the people playing tug of war. The reason you hear the term whipsaw is because it's like sawing. All right. So one going up, one coming back down, one going up, one coming back down. So what happens in the summer and winter markets is people don't understand that these things are happening. So for me as a signals provider, we killed it in March, we killed it in April, we killed May, the first 3 weeks of May, this started happening. So where is GJ? So this is what people are used to taking from me. They're used to big trends, they're used to big things dropping, the markets are tanking, right? But then we start incurring kind of like I'll start going maybe 3-1 or 2-1. Like I'm not sending as many trades anymore because we're in a slow season, and I'm very, very thorough as an educator because I like to let people know what's going on. A lot of people are not emotionally trained to take this type of skill set seriously, whether you're trading as a professional or whether you're trading just to copy and paste. What people don't realize is that you have to be able to adapt to different types of markets. So Miss Hall asked me a great question. What do you know? Hold on, what was your question, Miss Hall? How do you know what you're looking at, or what are you looking at? You look so fast. So that's like asking Steph Curry, how does he shoot the basketball so well? He's been playing basketball since he was a kid, and he looks at the basketball goal every single day. Does that make sense, Miss Hall? You only get better by knowing your position, knowing your form, and then you just execute on that same style every single time. For the first time, Steph Curry did not shoot a three in the playoffs. He shot a three every single year since 2018. He went 0-9, the best shooter in the world, the best shooter in the history of NBA, excuse me. He went 0-9 last night. So let's pretend Steph Curry was sending y'all trades or teaching y'all how to trade. And y'all, he the best trader in the world, but he went 0-9 the day that you decide to rock with him. So how does that make you feel? You cannot be emotionally involved in trading. You have to know your strategy. You have to know your trading risk management, and you have to understand these markets. I try my best to really elaborate, because people just think it's just, yes, it's breaks and resets, but it's other things that's involved, right? So his ankles will hurt, right? He never settled from that sprained ankle. But check this screen out. This is not something I would take now. This is not something I would send out to other people. This is what I call a high risk entry. The first thing that I notice is this bouncing up and down. Does everybody see that? Yes or no? Everybody see it's just up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Everybody see that? Yes or no? 1 for yes, 2 for no. 1 for yes, 2 for no. All right. So that's the first thing that I see. The only way that I'm going to get in this position is if I'm getting in, really at the very, very peak, and I still wouldn't feel comfortable telling everybody to get in this type of trade, because this is what I call a high risk entry. Why do I call it a high risk? Because it doesn't make me feel that I'm going to make money over 80%. It makes me feel like I might make some money and I'm winging it. And I don't like feeling like that. And if I feel like that, I'm not going to take the position. So when I go to a daily frame, hold on, let me delete all this. This might be previous training. So Ms. Hall was the only person that saw the whipsaw. We got one in the chat box. All right. So if you look at the very, very top of the screen, look at the blue support, or the blue horizontal lines, right? So if I go to the left, okay, I'm just scrolling left. I'm on a daily time frame. I'm looking back at 2016, 17. So I'm not scrolling looking for a particular year. I'm just scrolling left until my blue lines hit some new structure. If they don't hit some new structure, that lets me know that in the past, since 2013, USD is blowing JPY out the wind right now. Okay. So that lets me know I can't get excited about a reversal, meaning I can't get excited and hoping this thing is getting ready to sell, because this trend is extraordinarily strong. It's just been shooting up and up and up. I'm not finna go jump into no sale. All right. That's the first thing I see. Second is it's choppy. All right. I'm getting resistance. But again, this is the highest this pair has ever been since it's been introduced to the currency exchange market. Okay. And third, again, I got this area which is called whipsaw. It's up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, if you want to try to scalp this, if you're just trying to get in and get a bag, then again, cross your fingers and hope it works out in your favor. Why? Because when Mr. D asked me this question, he probably could have caught a quick bag right here. But I'm not a person when I want to catch quick bags. I like to hold positions, as you guys can see. All right. I like to hold positions because I don't have to worry about it. All right. I can get in, swipe left, get some partial profits, call it a day. All right. And then I'll let the rest ride. So I'm going to start at the top. Where's my $5? All right. So this position at the top started off as a standard. Okay. And the more forward started flowing and started pulling back a little bit, I said, you know what, let me go ahead and secure half of my profits. So I secured $5 worth of half of the investment, and I left the remaining there. This one started off as a standard as well. And I took all of it out, I think, today. All right. So the rest of it is floating. It's still sitting over 2,000-3,000. Right. So look at this. Now, hold on, let me see. Let's go to day. Okay, it's a new day for there. It's this one. So that's the one I secured the partials on. And then, yeah, cool. So just want to show you guys, this is how DAEDAEKEYKEY thrives the most. in trending markets. All right. So last night, if you're in the signals chat, you don't have to let it be known unless you want to. But in the signals chat last night, I was watching the NBA playoffs. Anybody watch the playoffs last night? All right. So yeah, I canceled this training because I had to watch the game. So I was watching the game last night, and dang, what was the entry point? Okay, so I think it was, I sent out 2 trades. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me find this. So the first entry, I think I sent out 3 different entries on this trade. Okay. So this was last night at, 47 entry. Okay. So last night, this top blue line right here, the very, very top blue one, it says 47, 104.47. That was the first entry, which was over here. Price broke out. I told everybody to press sell. Price dropped down. We caught all 30 pips. Actually, I'm sorry. It dropped right here because it was overnight. So it dropped here. It dropped about 80 pips. Okay. So it retraced 10 pips, dropped 80. Now, the way that structure is formulating now, you can try to dive dead in the middle of this sale if you want to, or you can just move on. This is where it begins to start being more risky, because if I'm gonna get in something that's starting to bounce, I have to be in at the top, the highest peak. Look how this is the last consolidated moment, and prices retested here and retested there exact same time 3 times in a row. All right. So what begins to happen, is the volatility starts to get low. There's not a lot of demand between the buyers and sellers. I really didn't even expect the markets to start trending this soon. Honestly, I thought it was going to start trending around August again, because that's usually when we start seeing markets like GJ. Everybody always want to know. They said, I see a DAEDAEKEYKEY setup. Okay, well, you're going to see it everywhere. That's the way the market normally, it just moves that way. Just because you see a break and retest doesn't mean you see a confirmed setup. Does that make sense? Just because you see a break and retest doesn't mean you see a confirmed setup. Okay. The markets is DAEDAEKEYKEY. I hope that makes sense. I can never tell the story and let you know. Like I don't have to tell the story. I can literally say break and retest, 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 break and retest. That's a sniper on the wick. Break and retest. The whole market naturally does breaks and retests. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? It just does breaks and retests. Just because it does breaks and retests doesn't mean you should press sell or press buy. That is not what we're looking for. The breakout is not the signal for you to just go hit buy and sell all willy-nilly. You have to confirm it on the daily, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and you need to confirm news and hopefully catch any world events that you don't know what's going on. So I sent out CAD JPY last night at 11 something, this morning at 9 something, and again, probably again like at 10. So we was able to catch over 30 on the first 2 entries. The last one, I think it hit TP1, and then the market retraced to the highest level of resistance, and now it's selling again. So is it? Oh, okay. I want to show y'all some more whipsaw. Let me see. Look at this beautiful downtrend. US dollar is strong, but this is what makes me cringe sometimes, when I can see a beautiful downtrend, but it happened at 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, or sometime when I'm not up, like I won't be able to catch this. So a lot of these moves, I'll go back and see when they transpired. And it's like, man, that would have been a beautiful sale. That would have been a beautiful entry, but either it didn't break and retest. So this one actually break and retest. This one broke and retested. Okay, so all these are entries except for this highest one. Hold on. No, that's entry 2. Okay, so all of these actual breaks and retests. So this entire movement is a DAEDAEKEYKEY setup. All right. So this is where you got here go the area again when it's whipsawing. All right. Let's go look more in May. So May had a lot of this. Just like, what am I looking at? That's what May was. Right. What am I looking at was what May was, because people are traveling. 2020 and 2021, everybody was at home. Right. So there was no traveling going on. There was not a lot of vacationing going on as we typically see in the past. So when this year came around, it did what it usually would do. The buyers and sellers go on vacation. People are dealing with families, graduations. You got Memorial Day, you got 4th of July, so many different things that's going on. So there's not a lot of communication going on in the banks. All right. The banks have the highest bids, they place the biggest orders, they create the most movement. If these these institutional traders are on vacation or not creating enough positions and enough orders, the markets are going to look like this, bouncing up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, just look like a whiplash, right? Up and down, up and down. So do y'all see the difference? Even though this is going up, do you see the difference in how deep those pullbacks are? AKA whipsaw. I'm just gonna call it whipsaw. Versus what I just showed y'all on this side. Do you see the difference between this trend, all right, and this trend? Yes or no? There's a yes or no, one for yes, two for no before I move on. Do y'all see the difference in the first trend versus this one? Okay. That's why you have to trade every day in your demo. I didn't just jump out the woods, just trading like I care. I am so grateful to God for my mindset. I said it don't make no sense for me to trade live if I don't know what I'm doing. And it just didn't make sense to me. I didn't get into trading to make money. I got into trading so I never had to worry about money. That's the difference between me and most people. They get into trading because they want to make some money. I get into trading because I want to build wealth. So you have to understand, when the markets look like this, I'm not trading. I'm not trading unless price came, which it did, broke out a retest. We got an entry here. The funny part about it, still kind of got some good entries, but ultimately it's too volatile. Okay. You don't know if it's going to go up or down. You don't know if the trend reversed on you and just about to go down in the downtrend. Right. So it's tricky. Okay. This is definitely not somewhere I would want to be. Okay. That's not trading to me. I'm not trading that. Now, there are people out there who use their MetaTrader 4 and they want to scalp stuff like this. Again, trading for me, especially if you're in my signals app, you understand when I'm sending something, we're going to set that thing, we're going to collect, and we're going to forget, and we're going to protect. Okay. If you understand if you really begin to identify who you are in these markets, guys, it becomes so much easier. I just spoke to a friend of mine today as well. And I told him, I was like, I think a lot of people's frustration comes from, how many of y'all get frustrated that you want to make more than what you're making? Let's be transparent. Your biggest frustration is probably that you only made $2 or $20, or some of y'all may be clearing 200, right? But you want to make more than what you got. Let's be very transparent. I used to be that way. I mean, I'm still that way. I want to make more than what I'm making now, right? So it's a yes. And then what happens is, for those who are being honest, I appreciate you. What happens is we're like, man, I want to make more than $12 a trade or $100 a trade, whatever. You want to make, actually $100 is what a lot of people even trying to make, $100 to $200 a day or per trade. And so what happens is that desperation or that anxiousness to make that amount of money causes us to do what? What's the big ugly word? It causes us to do what? Beautiful downtrend. He goes some whips on right here. That anxiousness to make more money causes us to do what? Somebody know the answer. It ain't no secret. We all done did it. That's right. Greed, and it's another word I'm looking for too. Revenge trade. It's the biggest word I'm looking for. Everybody do it in their account. Over leverage. There you go, Ms. Sasha. Over leverage. All right. So at the very, very top of the screen, you guys will see that same type of movement coming out of May. It's in May, coming out of May. You still got these sharp, consolidated, ain't doing nothing type of movements. And this I had to adjust my trading style because I still do that in Kiki, but I had to stop. So Ms. Hall said, you do it so fast and quickly. And that's what I found myself doing, is that I got so used to doing fast and quickly that I see a break and retest because I know what I'm looking for, that I wasn't even realizing that we're going into the slow markets until it took me about 21 days to realize that. So boom, it starts doing this choppy, lame, non-movement stuff. Because what is the world doing? They're traveling, right? You get this choppy movement, not a very, very trendy market. Even though it's moving up, it doesn't categorize it to me as a trend. A trend is very smooth. It's not choppy. It's not spikes in the market. All right. And so what begins to happen is you get what we call whipsawing. So when you thought you could just hold this position and sell, it said psych and went back up. Or when you thought you can buy and hold, it said psych and turned around. So whipsawing is a lot of reversals in the market, back to back to back to back to back. You can't hold those positions, and that's the trades. That's the type of market I actually prefer not to trade in, because remember, I like to get my bag and hold it, and I don't like trading a lot. I just like to get it, cool, and let the thing hold for a little minute. Because before, outside of servicing other people, I would prefer to probably trade once or twice a week. That's it. All right, find a good setup, you're good to go. So, boom, just bouncing up and down. And this is actually a DAEDAEKEYKEY trend out of here, break and retest. And then it's questionable because based off of history, price can do what? On this bottom blue level, it can turn around. So if you didn't get in up here, it's like, I want to send a signal, but I can't, because history has been bouncing up and down. History has been giving me this whipsaw effect. And a lot of times I place these smaller positions because I am watching on my watch list. So like AUDJPY, I was waiting to send this out I think I still got a limit in there. Send that out as a signal, but guess what? It never reached the wick. Beautiful setup. DAEDAEKEYKEY, date night, day left, never hit this bottom wick. It almost hit it right here. And then when it would have hit it, I would have sent it out as a trade, and then boom. So I'll set these positions to be on my watch list. So I know, okay, that thing activated, it's time to execute. Just so somebody want that little nugget, by the way. If I set some limit orders like this, sometimes it's on my watch list because I'm waiting for it to reach a certain area, or you could just use call levels. I could just do that too. But it lets me know I can go ahead and send out a signal. Okay. So I'm waiting for a certain set. It would have been a beautiful catch, and then boom. So I guess I can go delete that out. And then you have this, no trend, no brace and you got some brace and retest, but it doesn't mean it's a confirmed setup. Okay. This is your resistance. Kiki broke out, but this doesn't mean I'm going to get in a trade. And I think that's what a lot of people confuse. Just because somebody broke out and retested doesn't mean you press sell or buy. All right. You have to go for your full confirmation, your top-down analysis. So let me do this right quick. So AU, let me do something. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna show y'all something. So I'm gonna go to the 1 hour frame. Again, if you want to see the DAEDAEKEYKEY full overview, just go to my YouTube on the last video, because I want to come from a different angle tonight. So for me, this is a beautiful downtrend. It's been breaking and retesting all the way down. I'm like, oh my God, I missed the trend. Not a big deal. Let's just find another entry. So date night, day left the house. This is the sniper entry right here. Wish I would have called it. So if price happened to come right here, right now, and the question for me, I would ask myself is, if the market was actually right here in the blue zone right now, would I press sell? Well, my answer is I want to sell. But the whole question is, am I fully confirmed to sell? All right. Yes, I want to sell when they come back and ring that doorbell, but that's not my only confirmation. Okay. This is where people get messed up on DAEDAEKEYKEY. They forget that it's not just a knock and a retest. It's okay. The setup is there, but is it a confirmed setup? Did I confirm it on a daily frame? Did I confirm it on a 1 hour frame? And did I check the news? All right. Now I started being a little bit more advocate for news because of the war. February wore me out, all right, as a trader. So it kind of made me, and I'm grateful because it's molding me to be better and better. So what I would do next is I would go to the daily time frame. The first thing I see is I wanted to sell this, but looking to the left, I don't want to sell it. What do y'all see looking to the left? Immediately to the left. I want to sell it, but why am I now hesitant to press sell? That's right. Consistency is key. That big trend right here, turn around. This is a reversal zone. Price came down and shot right back up into a buy. So I'm not going to sit right here and press sell when this same move can potentially happen right here. I am not even looking at this no more. I'm done looking at it. Okay. So I'll see stuff like this a lot. Like, oh man, I want to send it as a signal, but then I go out to the daily and it's dead in the middle of a reversal zone. I think NZDJPY is like that right now. I'm gonna check it out. AUD, let's go down to the 1 hour frame. All right. I don't have no setup. There's no comparing trend to me. There's no clear break and retest to me. I'm not even going to spend my time looking at EU. It's time to move on. Let's go to GU. GU is giving me a possible setup. All right. This was the last support. All right. This is the bottom of the lowest wick. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually here. Support. And then this wick price is already pushed above it. So I really don't have to spend my time looking at it unless I may want to get an entry at this level. All right. Maybe it came all the way at the top of the date and maybe it wants to sell. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to look left at the bottom blue levels. Scrolling left, what do y'all see on those very, very bottom blue lines? What do you see? What supporting evidence do you have when you look at what's on those current blue lines at the very, very bottom, not the top blue lines? Right, it's another reversal level. So yeah, I'm good on that. I'm moving on. Okay, it's trending beautifully. And this is where people have to understand as a trader, you can press sell if you want to. You can go ahead and take that level of risk. It's just like some people don't want to jump out of an airplane and do skydiving. That's their level of risk. They don't mind having an adventure. They don't mind just saying, you know what, I want to get out here and jump out of a plane. Where somebody else is like, I'm good on that. I'm not going to jump out of a plane. That's really the decisions you're making. Nobody is right. Nobody is wrong. You just have to decide your level of tolerance, and with enough experience, you'll be able to discern when it makes sense to get into these positions. Everything cannot be taught. That's what people miss about trade. I can teach you DAEDAEKEYKEY all day. But if I taught you, for instance, I have a master class coming up June 24th or 23rd. Y'all forgive me, I forgot the date. But it's next weekend. So I got a master class coming up. So however many students show up, great. I can teach you on the class, but that ain't the end. 90 days of looking at these charts every single day, sending me before and after, sending me evidence, showing me what you're looking at. Nobody, and no offense to anybody on the call who's previously taken a master class, but nobody has made it a full 90 days yet. I've done 5 master classes. Not one person has send me their homework for 90 days straight. Why? Because it's not just the class, it's the homework, it's the experience. Why do doctors or people in pre-med, they go do internships, right? I've been to Grady for surgery before. Down here is one of the biggest hospitals in Atlanta. There's a lot of students from Morehouse. There's a lot of students from from Emory that go to the ER and they work because the school can only teach you so much. Schools can't teach you how to be an entrepreneur. It's going to be experiences. It's going to be you having a conversation with a person who wanted to buy your product and they were rude to you. It's going to be a conversation, or you're going to have a situation with a manufacturer who will slow down on your product. How do you respond? Does that make sense, guys? It's your experience. Experience is the greatest teacher, and that's what people fail to miss. All right. Why am I so different, Miss Hall? Because I still outlearn every single person I've ever taught. All right. And I just want to use that to push y'all, like just learn and stay on each. I got a couple of actions. Let me take that back. I got a couple of students that's been consistent, that's killing it. But for the most part, if you just stay on these charts, not just waking up and looking at them, but you stay on them, knowing your identity, knowing your confirmations, sticking to your plan. What am I looking for? Okay, I got to set up. All right, let me look at the daily. Let me look at the 4 hour. Let me check the news. And I'm going to do that every single day for the rest of my life. And guess what it's doing? It's putting me in a position. It's blowing my mind. All right. Every year, my mind is blown with trading. NUD. Look at this. Beautiful. Okay. I already had a line on here. That's everybody. It just popped up. I already had a line on here. All right. But guess what? When I go to the daily, I didn't place the trade because of what do y'all see on the left? I wanted to sell that trade. I thought I had a signal, but I did just like this. Went to the daily and said, oh, no, I ain't gonna do that. Do y'all see what I see? Tell me what you see. Just look left. It's very loud. What's RR? Rolls Royce? Reversal zone. That's right. That's a reversal level. I'm not finna do that. So it was a reversal level May 12th. Let me go back some more and see if that blue level hits again. All right, so it dropped 2 years ago, but then look right here. Before the pandemic, September 2019, What y'all see? Dead in the middle right here. Before the pandemic, 2019. Interesting. What is all this? Reason. Okay, well, that's not helping me. But right here, another reversal. So the question you have to ask yourself is, what is the likelihood for this trade to go in your favor? Write that question at the top of your sheet, because that's all you're asking yourself. What is the likelihood of this trade going in my favor based off of my confirmations and based off of history and what the evidence that I have gathered? Is it a 50-50 chance? Is it a chance of showers? Is it going to be thunderstorms? Or is it going to be clear and sunny skies where I can catch the bag? That's all you're asking yourself. There has been times when my confirmations were 100% high and the market still say, hi, sight, we're taking y'all out today. Sometimes I feel like the brokers is tracking my trades because I'm like, bro, that was a beautiful setup. All right, to stop us out and then turn around and go skydive right into profit. All right. So that's that. Y'all see what I'm doing? I see the setup, but I have to confirm the setup. That's 3 times in a row where I've seen a setup, but what do we have? A reversal zone every single time. Not finna take it. All right. Now you may want to take it. Maybe you want to jump out the airplane. Maybe that's you. I'm not gonna take it. Let's look at UCAD. UCAD was a signal I was wanting to catch, but price did not activate it. I wanted Kiki to come right here. Oh, that's my bad. I didn't see the wick. Look, this is a trader's mistake right here. That's the wick. This is the resistance. The doorbell, it hit right on the money. Oh, I'm tripping. I'm looking at this backwards. No, I had it right, y'all. I'm tripping. I'm looking at it. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is date night. Date night. Kiki left the house right here. Okay, on this candle. And I was going to do a buy limit, and I should have did my buy limit. And y'all know I'm a wick trader. I trade the wicks first. And I do these as a primary. I do these. I like the door because it's the best entry, but the wicks are the ones that's activated more than the door. As you guys can see, none of these candles came down and touched this level. These candles only came down and touched the edge of the wick. So what I learned is looking at these charts over and over again and start seeing a rhythm where they will always hit these wicks more than they would hit the door, okay, or the first level of support or resistance. So yeah, dang, that was a good setup. I missed it. Everybody see it? It was there. I can't believe I missed that wick. It's all good. It hit smacking on the money though, right? So that would have been a potential. That would have been an entry, but it's okay. I go delete that one out too. All right. So USD CHF. I don't see nothing moving up. Okay, wait, let me slow down. I don't see nothing. All right. I'm looking for my data and Kiki setup. I'm looking for a beautiful trend. All I see is from this history here, price shot down and price shot back up, but I don't have lower lows and lower highs. All right. I don't have a new trend like this side. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I don't have the down, up, down, up, down, up going yet. So I'm not looking for none of that. Now, if I was to do anything, it would probably have to be a buy because, these are showing what I got out. Because the trend is going up. So if I was to do anything, it would be a buy. All right. But as I go to the daily, what y'all see, let me delete these other ones off. What y'all see on the daily? I mean, goodness gracious. Current market is right here at this level. If you look left, what y'all see? Would you buy it or would you sell it? That's the question you have to ask yourself based off of history. All right. Look at the blue lines and look at history. Would you buy it or would you sell it? That's a real question. This is 2019. So since 2019, it's been doing what? Right. So I would love to tell everybody in the world to press sell, but I'm not going to do it. I would put a standard in or maybe just a 10-cent lot size to track it. And then once price gives me some more movement, maybe you put your biggest position in now, or maybe you let it move a little bit before you put a bigger position in. But that's a reversal zone flat out. The price market sell faster than they buy, by the way. So yeah, I would enter this trade. I would do a sell execution and I would be aware of the risk that it's going to require. I don't know how far back up it'll retrace. So you see what I'm saying? It's like, oh, it's going to sell, but you don't know when it's going to sell because you don't have the full confirmations. So all you got to do is just get in there whenever you feel ready and hope you catch the wave. That's how this type of setup happens. Okay. I love these type of setups. All right. They're very, very risky. They're high risky. But when you finally catch it, listen, the payout is serious. All right. So this is pretty much self-explanatory. You got a history of sales since 2019 on this level. Look at there. Look at it. Oh my God. The 993 level is literally. Now, one thing I will do is this. I'll look at the highest wick to see how much farther price can retrace. And that'll let me know. So let's move this one. Let's move this up. I'll see what the highest wick is to let me know what the possible drawdown would be if I did press sell right now. Matter of fact, that's not even the highest wick. This is the highest wick up here. That's the highest wick. So what I would do is I will see if I was to press sell execution on this level right here, and if price happened to go back up, how many negative pips would I be, right? What is y'all can see that. Okay, move. So from 9998 to 0063, basically it's a possibility that can shoot up to 63 pips. So y'all with me? Y'all following me? So if I over leverage and I got a 63 pip drawdown, which I will also put a sell limit at the 00638 level, by the way, and I put a big position in, I'm gonna be sweating and hyperventilating because I know darn well I shouldn't have over leveraged my account yet. You heard me say yeah. All right. So we know it's going to sell, but the question is, how risky is your entry? Right? That's the question. Will it sell right away, or will it wait a couple of days? Will it retrace 63 pips before it sells? Y'all get what I'm at? Y'all get what I'm asking? Those are the questions you have to ask yourself, and that will be able to determine your level of risk tolerance. All right. Outside of that, just put a small position in so you ain't losing your breath because you over leverage your account. Because if you press sell right now, and if it does just go ahead and drop, then yeah, we all in the bag, right? We just wanted to do this right now. But you also have to consider the possibility that it may go up again and then sell. So the question you have to ask yourself is, what are you going to do? Honor your risk management, wait for it to start trending, and then catch a DAEDAEKEYKEY setup. All right. Or you can say, bump that, I'm going all in. I'm just put a bigger, let me kind of just squeeze a little bit more. Let me do a little more riskier on my position and hope I catch the bag. And you can do that, but just don't cry if you blow your account. Don't cry if you take a big chunk of your account out because you are what? Desperate for profits. All right. Get more capital so you don't have to make poor decisions. So that's USD Swiss. That's technically a setup right there. USD JPY. Look at it. It's just too much going on in USD. I don't want to even look at that one. Okay. Do y'all understand why I don't want to look at that? Yes or no? 1 for yes, 2 for no. I'm trying not to move too fast. I'm so used to looking at this stuff. If you want to take it, be my guest, but I don't want to look at it. All right, there's UJ, ACAD. All right, had a good setup right here on ACAD. Probably happened overnight or something. A lot of times I put my support levels in place and this stuff happens in the middle of the night, but I don't like how it is right now because it has already surpassed like the last support level and it may be possibly coming back here and then selling again. But if we go out to the daily, let's move this. Oh man, what's this? What's November 21. So since November 2021, what do y'all see? Oh, thank you for that. Somebody was looking up. Do y'all see what I'm seeing? Wow, would you press sell on it? What do you want to do? I got 2 phones too. That makes it so that's the worst part. Both of them be dying. Perfect. So now the question is, if you know you want to buy, because it doesn't make you wrong, somebody else may want to sell. The question is, when do I want to buy? Do I buy right now, or do I allow more upward movement to happen before I press buy? Those are the questions you ask yourself. That way we're not impulsive And because right now it's in a heavy downtrend. It's in a beautiful sale, but based off of November's history. Well, let me just move these down. We should have some reversals coming up. So actually you have right here, I don't have enough higher highs and higher, I don't have enough higher highs and lower lows for me to know that this trend has already turned around and going into an uptrend. But if you want, okay, when we wait for structure, yeah, that's up to see. That's the question you got to ask yourself, not me. So I guess you're saying, yeah, that's the question you have to ask yourself. Somebody can say, I just want to get in now. Somebody else can say, well, I want to wait for it to come back and knock on those blue levels. But what if it never comes back down there? Remember, it's all about Q&A. What are you asking yourself? It's your risk tolerance. All right. If you execute right now and it drops back down to those blue levels, it's only a 15 pip difference. So you can execute now and you can put a buy limit at the blue levels. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're under your risk management. You can lose a trade. Who cares? The key is I want to get in. Before, whatever happens, I want to make sure I'm in position to win. So I don't mind taking some losses for that big win. All right. The problem is a lot of people over leverage straight off the rip, and then they can't even maximize opportunity when it presents itself again. Right. Put a little small position in. I use it as a tracker. I will put a buy in right now on a 10 cent, and I'll put a buy limit on a standard at the 89.14. And if it lose, I know I lost $300 and $3. Does that make sense? Gotta know those. You gotta know those answers. If I lose this trade, what am I willing to risk? If I don't want to risk that much, let me cut my position size all the way down. It's that simple. All right. Y'all are two people are too involved with losing. I don't care about losing trades. I'm just waiting to get in on that right one because I don't over leverage. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't put a big position in until it makes sense to me. I'll put a small position in. I'll keep track of it, but I'll put that bigger position in where it makes sense to me. All right. And then boom, go from there. Secure partials and let the rest ride. AUD Swiss. Let's see what AUD Swiss is doing. We got a DAEDAEKEYKEY set up. Let's go to the date. What y'all see on the daily? That's like the seventh time where we got to set up, but we can't what? We can't enter. Why? That tells me the market's about to take off. Everything at the bottom of the top. Come August, listen, y'all ain't gonna see me. Y'all ain't gonna see me when those buyers and sellers get back to work for real. Everything gonna be moving like GJ. What do y'all see to the left? Look at the blue levels in comparison to the left. It's too choppy, first of all. You got beautiful up and down trends. Consolidation is not the problem. That's the reversal zone again. All right. I got price came here and went back up. Sold, went back. Sold, went back up. Then it started breaking below that. But because of these possibilities was just in April and March, and I see that price already came down in comparison to these, the 4-hour frame is starting to try to push up. You can sell. Remember, you might get the bag on this sale. That's the thing. But that's your level of risk. Please tell me y'all get what I'm saying. If you sell this and make money, it don't make me wrong. I just didn't want to take that level of risk. If you press buy and make money, it still doesn't make anybody wrong. It's about your level of risk tolerance and what you see is most confirmed for you. All right. I've seen people press buy and sell on the same trade. I'm like, how in the world? Because one person traded the pullback, another person traded the retest. All right. Somebody can literally I can press sell right now and do a small position just to see what happens. Right. Let me take that all the way down. All right. And that's it. That way I know in the future what level of possibilities is giving me. Set a little stop, 30 pip stop loss, not a big deal. Worst case, I lose less than $3 because all pairs don't pay out 100% per pip. Some pairs pay out 70%. Some pairs pay out 80% per pip. That's why you guys may see where you took a trade and got 10 pips, but you only made $70 off of it, or $7 off of it, or 70 cents off of it, because they don't pay out 100% per pip. All right. So boom. Worst case scenario, I lose $3. All right. What matters to me the most? Oh Lord, I'm supposed to do a mindset call right now. What matters to me the most is that this is a confident builder, right? That's what matters to me the most. But I hope this makes sense to you guys. All right. We was killing CAD, JPY until it started being crazy. All right. Euro. Okay, I already got a line there, so that means I'm looking for an entry. I got to be looking for an entry. I got it at the wick. Let me remove these off. Okay, history has been in a bullish market, but because of the war, Euro has been bouncing up and down. This is since March. What do you want to do? All right. Since March 17th on that blue level, what has it been doing? What do you want to do? All right. So do you want to take the risk of starting to sell on a daily? We got a little movement on a 4-hour frame. Got this beautiful down, we'll call that back in March. Beautiful downtrend there. And then market start getting choppy because as you go into May, you have a slow market. So you get all that static looking type of structure. And then here we are again. Now the 4-hour shows me an uptrend. The daily shows me a reversal zone. So what do you want to do? You want to go ahead and buy it and adhere to the trend, break and retest, break and retest, break and retest, break and retest, and possibly get a buy? Or do you hope for a sale? Do y'all see what I'm saying? It's 50-50. It can go both ways. So you could just put a buy, put a stop loss. It's not a big deal. Or you can sell it. Not a big deal. Just adhere to your risk tolerance. That's all it is. All right. Euro CAD. I'm so mad at myself. I caught this trade today and then I didn't set a stop loss. So I closed the position out right here and close the position out. Now it's back at the entry zone. I might go ahead and sell it again. But this is a risky trade, just so y'all know. This is a risky. This looks just like your old pound that we just looked at, or whatever the one we just looked at. Let's look at EJ. Did I send out EJ? Oh, I did send out EJ. We secured the first two, take profits and price shot back up. Why are you doing that? Based off history, beautiful sale. The last time it was that high, 2015. All right. I'm probably looking for a sale again when it finishes doing whatever it's doing. I like to trade with the trend. I like to trade with the trend. So right now the trend is, it did give me a break and retest. I thought we was going to catch a wave here, but price is bouncing back up. So I would have to let more structure happen before I get back into this trade, because I don't know if you want to just do a reversal in the middle of nowhere. Choppy. Reversal. All right, but y'all get it. It's just, don't just get in because you see DAEDAEKEYKEY, man. It got to make sense. All right. Choppy. GJ. Beautiful trade. I'm in that one. GPB NZD. Choppy. All right. Whipsaw and choppy. Good. Well, whoever caught this break and retest right here, whew, they just had an amazing day. It's like 6 in one of my trades up at. I haven't even traded NAS 100 because it's just been choppy. I caught like 1,000 pips on it like yesterday or the day before, but it was so quick. It's like this break and retest, and then that was it. The price came back up to the entry zone. But that's it, y'all. All right. You just got to look at it every day, but you got to know what you're looking at. All right. Y'all got some value? I got my mindset people on the call. Did y'all get some value? Bring it over here. Y'all brain hurt? All right. That's it, y'all. It's just over and over and over. And just to, let me let these folks know we're going to start in 5 minutes. Just some closing tips real quick. As far as my risk management. Okay, so does anybody have any personal questions for me? Y'all got 5 minutes. No, I'm telling we start at 9:15. Y'all got 5 minutes. Anybody got any personal questions? Any personal questions? Hold on, 9:15 p.m. My trading risk management, anything that you want to know, pick my brain. Let me send this. Yeah, my mindset call is at 9. I just pushed. I'm dropping a reminder right now to be at 9:15. Somebody says I'm in the class for professionals. Sorry, when I do. Sorry, when I do. How do you see payout percentages on a pair before you trade it? You don't. You could try to Google it, but I just realized that I learned it. I heard it somewhere down the line, and I started paying attention to my payouts. But I really don't care about it because a 70% return off of one pip is ridiculous. I put $10 and made 7 back. That's unheard of in any part of the universe. So I'll take anything. You see what I'm saying? I don't really focus on that part. Yeah, like the way you get paid out in day trading is insane. Like I can, even if they paid out 30%, you're not going to get a 30% return on your investment anywhere that fast. All right, that fast. Yeah, yeah, go ahead and drop it right now. Yeah, I don't pay attention to it because I don't trade percentages. I trade structure. Does that make sense? If my structure is there, I'm pressing sell or buy. I can care less about the payout. Do you recommend to start trading on because the market volatility? I recommend you trade your confirmations and your risk management. That's a personal choice. Do you want rims on your car or do you want factory? It makes sense? That's a personal choice. You can pause and come back, or you can just modify and trade, you know. The key is you know what you will and won't trade. It's not really about if the markets are slow. What do you will and won't trade? You modify your risk management. I know, like I said, there was last week or week before I didn't send out a single trade. I'm not trading because I don't like the markets. But this week we're what? I don't know. Did we lose a trade yet? I don't remember. My days mixed up. I don't know if I lost a trade yet. Maybe one. I don't know. All right, so we're like 12-1, including the week I didn't send any trades. But before that, it was like 3-2 or 2-1 or 2-2. Like the first 3 weeks of May was kind of, but I don't pay attention to that because I focus on reward. If you notice my GJ trade, a lot of these pairs I'm up 400 pips, 200 pips, 200, 100 pips, because I focus on holding positions. So regardless of how many opportunities in the market, a number of opportunities are good, but when you understand reward, you can lose 3 trades and still come out and win that. You can go 3, you can lose 3 and win 1. And your 1 trade can surpass all the losses you had on those 3 because you have to understand risk to reward. Does that make sense? I'll talk about risk to reward so much. It's like I have to, because people really miss that. Mr. Lou dropped the cash back for it. Let me get it too, so I'll drop it in the what you call it. DAEDAEKEYKEY chat. Thank you so much for that link. Yeah. But yeah, I don't necessarily get caught up in my price per pip because I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at do I got a confirmed setup? And if I got a setup, because you got to ask yourself, are you not going to take that trade because they're going to pay you out 75% versus 100%? You know what I'm saying? Usually I go no lower than 75%. So you're not going to take a trade because they say they're going to pay you out 75%. You see what I'm saying? So those are things you have to, consider what's important or not. All right. Okay, I got you. Why do you like sell and buy limits or buy stocks? Miss Hall, you got to go watch that video. You got to go watch the video because the entry is not based off of what I like. It's based off of how the trades activate because of structure. I can't do a buy stock with DAEDAEKEYKEY. That makes sense? Yeah, you gotta go watch the videos on YouTube. And my preference is actually execution, to be honest. It's always execution. Because I like to just get in there when the opportunity presents itself, if I can. Might be a minor to get passionate or express about no one else and from anything more than the norm. So what makes you think you're special enough to think it? Okay, great. So we're gonna close the call out with this amazing question I just got. The question is, how do you break generational biases? When you see that other people in your family haven't done anything, and what makes you think you're special enough that you can have the free life can happen to you? The first thing is that I don't believe in generational biases. I believe that people make poor choices and they just where they are. We pass down that frame of thinking. For instance, when I speak to my sister, I tell her to be careful of how she thinks, because when kids, especially between the ages of being a baby to 7 years old, their mind is accumulating. Y'all ever notice kids mock you so quick? You're like, man, don't say that. You're like, don't say that, right? Because they're like little robots. They're like little parrots. So when it comes to like one of the communities that we're about to switch over to right now is generational wealth. I do a mindset call every single week. And on that call, we talk about spiritual, financial, personal, mental, and emotional development. Emotional wealth. And so the thing is, when it comes to comparing, you don't compare yourself to other people. That's the first thing you don't do. The second thing is, what is your routine for you to develop yourself? Being special for me came from my spiritual maturity, because I know that God created me. I know that that's my level of belief. Some people may not believe in God. Some people may believe in Buddha. Whatever it is that you believe in, at the end of the day, there's a lot of situations that happen in our lives that we don't have an answer for, because we don't know how in the world that it happened. How do these blessings, how did you get out of certain situations? So first, knowing that you're special is not out of arrogance or cockiness. It's knowing that God created me, he loves me. And that's first having self-love. It's also me knowing that I'm listening and I'm studying. It's a little bookshelf back here. I am studying the human mind. I'm studying myself as a person. It's not to compare, compete, or complain about what other people are doing. I'm making a decision that I don't want to be broke. So I'm going to study financial literacy. I'm making a decision that I don't want to have a mundane, lame life. So I'm going to start trying new things. I'm going to take an art class, even though I've never done it before. I'm going to go to a museum. I'm going to go to a basketball game. I'm going to go to a fitness class. I'm going to just start doing random things that I've never done before, because sitting still gets you nowhere, right? You may have zero interest in it, but that doesn't mean, that's just like I say, you know what? I want you to try this food I made tonight. You may have never had it in your life, but that shouldn't stop you from trying it just because you've never had it before. You've never heard of it, right? So breaking, if you want to use the word biases or curses, whatever word you want to use, it has nothing to do with what somebody else did. It's going to affect you at some point in your upbringing, but because we all have a choice, as Earl always says, a choice not to do something, a choice whether you like where you are or not, it still was a choice, because inaction is a choice and taking action is a choice. So thinking that you're special is self-love, is self-development, is listening to the books and audios, and never comparing, competing, or complaining about what other people do. You have to get to a point where you're people free. For me, when I look at people, I don't just see them as, I'll give y'all another example. I'm going to switch the call. One thing that I realized, for instance, my friend hit me up the other day and her feelings was hurt because somebody commented on her post about biracial kids, and she's biracial. And I said, dog, why did that bother you? Because they commented on my post. I don't know why they saying what they saying and trying to talk stuff about my kids. I said, for me, I cannot allow my emotions to stoop down to ignorance. I said, if you allow this person to penetrate your peace, then there's something off about you. There's something undiscovered. There's something that you're not loving about yourself. Because my first thing is this: if somebody can get on a post and take all this energy and transform it into this negative ball, my first thought is not to get offended. My first thought is, what traumatic experiences or upbringing did they go through for them to even think that way? That's my first thought. Every time people say, somebody commented on my post today, I'm talking about being outside of nature. They sent me a page. They had a page this long. What did I do? I swiped left and delete. I don't have the emotional capacity or availability to entertain anything less than that's why I posted something about I know how to reject stuff. Because why am I going to stoop down to ignorance? That don't make sense to me. If you got enough time in your schedule to sit down on Instagram all day and make negative posts, if anything, that person probably sitting at home with high blood pressure, overweight. They may have been beaten as a child. They may have been abandoned, abused. I don't know what they got going on, but it's enough for them to bit on social media and come to my post. No, I'm not giving the devil any say so in this conversation. It has nothing to do with the devil. That person made a choice to be negative. We got to stop giving the devil so much credit. Some people are just making choices because they don't want to develop themselves. I tell people to read Earl Nightingale, listen to Napoleon Hill, pick up something positive, pour in positivity and stop pouring in toxicity. And guess what? Your natural responses are going to change. So you being a special person is really becoming to know the best version of yourself. Focus on your health. Focus on reading more books. Focus on studying more financial literacy. Focus on how your mind works. How does learning work? How does retaining information work? All this stuff, you becoming a better version of yourself by a byproduct of you focusing on yourself is that you're going to become special. All right. But my love for God makes me special. God making me makes me special off rip. I don't need anything on a physical plane to validate who I am and who I am. Somebody may say, well, God ain't real. Okay, cool. That's what you believe. What do? Swipe left and delete, because I don't have to. It tells me to have a conversation with like-minded individuals anyway, in the word. Why would I talk to somebody and engage in a conversation where you're not even spiritually on my plane? You have a choice of who you want to become. And it's simple as that. You choose what you want to develop. And I got people around me right now. I'd be like, I don't have any sympathy from you because I've sent you the resources on how to love yourself. But it's really about self-love and knowing your identity and always using your imagination and staying curious and always coming from a space of being constructive. If you use all of these elements when I say constructive, that means to build you up. Destructive means to tear you down. So if you use all these elements, right, I could say, somebody could have used my last post and say, oh, she just want to push God on everybody. That you don't have to look at the post. That could take something so beautiful and destroy it. Right. But remember, I don't know their upbringing. I don't know if somebody knocking them upside the head at home right now. I don't know if they got stuck in a human trafficking situation. Like, I think like that. And that's my first response. I got sympathy for you because you don't know what love is naturally. That's not your first response. If your first response is negativity, I know you need some self-development. But you can't offend me because you honestly, you have a poor mindset. And all I want to do is give you the gift of self-love so you can learn who you can become on a greater scale. Right. So that's I didn't mean to go that deep, but I hope that answered your question. But that's what you got to understand. It's not comparing, competing, and complaining. It's not doing none of that. I'm just focused on me. Right. When I post trades and stuff like that, I'll be hoping people stop being scared to place a trade. I want people to win. I don't believe there's a such thing as being lonely at the top. I think people fear being at the top. Now let me pause this call because I'm snapping right here. Let me. That was the end of